So hello everyone, today we are going to start with next lecture of CATIA series in which we are going to see shaft command and groove command. Means we are going to make one profile, and we are going to revolve it around the axis, that is revolve boss and revolve cut, and in CATIA they are known as shaft and groove. So to start with, I am going to make one profile here. Select the plane, say sketch. Now I will draw one profile for the shaft. And we'll make it close profile. Next we are going to provide the dimensions. So whatever will be the largest diameter, I'm going to provide as a radius here. So I'm going to take this radius as 100. Next, the other radius we are going to take for the other cross section as 80. For the next cross section we are going to take it as 50. And for the last cross section we are going to take it as 25. Next we need to provide the step dimensions. So the first step we are going to take it as 65, next one as 60, other next as 40 mm, and lastly 35 mm. So in this way we have made one close profile which is completely constrained. Make sure that profile don't have any intersecting sketches such as lines between these 2 points. Sometimes we start drawing these lines also from these points. So make sure that these lines are not coming in between the profile and the profile is completely empty in between. Only one start point, the line will go above and then it will close the profile at the end only, and then it will get closed. In between sketches are not required. If they have been made, it will cause an error in shaft command. I'll say exit now, as my sketch conditions are completely fulfilled here and sketch is fully constrained. Say exit. Next we are going to go for the shaft command. You just need to select the shaft command. Now it will ask you the angle. So we need to provide the rotational angle for this profile. So I'm going to take it as 360 degrees only. Next it will ask you for the profile selection. So this box will stand for profile selection. I'm going to select the profile. Now this profile is been added here. Next we need to provide axis. So I'm going to provide the axis as this one, this horizontal axis. That's why we have taken these values 80, 50, 25, 100 as a radius values, because they were going to revolve against this axis, this horizontal axis. They will be revolved around 360 degrees here. Say preview and OK. So this multi-step shaft has been created here. Only thing you need to remember is that the plane which is passing through the maximum distance should be selected for revolve cut. So I'm going to select this plane here and say sketch. As this plane was passing through maximum diameter, that's why I've selected this plane here. You can see it was passing through the center and the diameter of this particular bigger cross section. So we have selected the plane, we have said sketch, we'll make it normal too, and then we are going to draw one profile here which we want to revolve cut or groove cut. So I'm taking one corner rectangle. Now the diameter we want after cut will be 180. Earlier this larger diameter was of 200 mm and the required diameter now is 180. So difference is of 20 mm. We are going to provide the depth of cut as 10 mm on one side and 10 mm on other side, making it 20 mm. So the material will less by 20 mm in diameters. For that we are going to provide constraint dimension from axis, horizontal axis to the base of this rectangle. The required diameter here is 180, so I am going to take this value as 90. That is half of the value of the required diameter. Next we also need to provide the side distance. So I am going to take this distance as 4 mm on both sides. So double click L4 and same on other side. Double click 4. Now we have completed the profile. There is no need to constrain this line here. You can see this line is under constraint. Just make sure that this line is coming above this circular edge. It should not lie below the circular edge. It should be above the circular edge. And therefore only this material will be cut which will come under this profile. The extra material or the extra gap here we can see there is no material and therefore there will be no cut here. Only this material will cut according to the required diameter of the cut. We'll correct it to 90 mm. We can also provide the opposite side dimension. For example, the earlier diameter was 100, so I'm going to take this one as 10 mm. Instead of giving from bottom side to upper side this 90 mm, I can give from the upper edge to this lower edge 10 mm. For that, we'll delete this dimension and say project to C hotel edges. I'll select this option. Now I've selected this option as project to C hotel edges and not the first option. It is because the upper edge is not flat, it is circular part. So for projecting the circular part edges, we need to select this third option, that is project. Just select the command and click the surface, and these three hotel edges are being projected. We'll make them construction geometry as they are taken only for reference purpose for giving dimension. So instead of giving 90 from bottom side, I am going to provide this dimension as 10 mm from the upper side. Both things can be done, anyone will be correct. So this depth is coming 10 mm, means the remaining is 90. Say exit sketch and go for groove command. Select the groove command, select the profile, provide the cut angle, and then go for the axis. So axis, we don't need to make any axis manually. It will be by default taken when you go for the surface. The axis will be displayed here. If the surface is circular, only then. Or else you can select this yellow axis also as an axis for evolution. Say preview, and this cut has been made. Now the upper diameter will come 100 and the lower diameter will be 80 mm. As the depth of cut was taken 10 mm on both sides. Now to measure any edges, we can use this command from measure, that is measure item. You just need to select the edge, the diameter or radius will be displayed here. So this radius, the upper one without cut is showing 100, and now with cut, the inner radius, it will come 90. This depth of cut was taken 10 mm. So this was groove command and this was measure command. Next, I am going to make some more profiles for groove. So for that, I am going to select the sketch, go for the required profile shapes you want. So instead of rectangular, this time I am going to take circular one, but I need this edge here and this is circular part, so I am going to select the project 3D C hotel edge option. Instead of taking the first option, I am going to go for third option, that is 3D C hotel edges, and select the surface. The surface has been projected and it will be projected not only on the above side but also on the below side. So while projecting, if you want to make them construction geometry, you should keep in mind that both the sides are being made construction. Now both the lines are coming construction here. So we have the reference line here to make this point coincide on this particular edge. Go for coincide relation, and now the circle is lying on this line or edge, we can say. Double click here, go for this dimension. Now I'm going to give the dimension from center reference to the side. For locating this circle as 25 mm. Provide the diameter for the circle, so I'm going to take this diameter here as 25, and now we have this axis here. We just need to say exit and we can go for revolve or groove cut. But we'll make some more profiles here. So I'm going to select C hotel edges again and select both the surfaces here, making them also projected with the edges. Make sure they are construction geometry first and then only go for making the other profile. So I'm going to take one profile here, this time as elliptical plate, but I have not put off the option of construction geometry. That's why the ellipse is also coming construction mode. So I'll put off the option first and then go for the ellipse command. Select the center point of this line, major and minor axis. So I'm going to provide the dimensions here. We'll take the major axis here as 20. The minor axis I'm going to take 5, and the ellipse is completely constrained now. So we have made two profiles, one circular, one elliptical, and here we are going to make one taper shape. So for taper shapes, we are going to take one line. Now we are going to provide the angle for the taper. I'll set this angle as 10 degrees. 10. So these are the profiles being made here. I'm going to close this profile. As for revolve or groove cut, we need the profiles to be completely closed. then only groove command will be applied here. Next, if I want to make the cut in between also, so I'm going to take one move profile here till the center only. You have to make sure that whatever profile for groove or shaft, the profile must be closed and the entities of drawing must lie at one side of the axis only, not on the other side. So double click here, provide this size here as 10. So at this end the diameter will be 20 and here this profile I'm going to say 30. So at this end the diameter will be 60. As this will revolve cut, the values will be doubled here as a diameter. Say exit sketch. So we have multiple profiles this time. We have the circular entity, elliptical entity as well as this taper entity and also this internal cut profile here. We have made already rectangular cut. We would have done all the cuts at same time only, but we have seen this one for the first example and now we are going to go for the second example of revolve cut or groove cut. Select groove cut option, select the profiles, go for the axis, say preview and say OK. You can see here, I'll make this view oriented as front view. For that we need view toolbar. So in view toolbar we have this option isometric view. So in which we are going to take this front view. So now we can see this normally. This is the rectangular cut been coming. This is circular cut. This was the elliptical cut. This was the taper cut. And the mid profile we have made. At one end it will be 60 diameter. At the other end it will be of different diameter. So we'll measure it. So the radius is coming 10 means diameter is of 20. And on the other side the radius will come 30 as the diameter of 60. So in this way we can use shaft and groove command. You can see at this part. Now if you want to apply the appearance or color here, you can go on this part body, say right click and go for properties, graphics option in which we have color option. So whatever color I want I can go for that. I'll select this color, say apply and OK. If I want to apply the color according to faces, then you need to select the face, say right click, go for properties on that particular face only and you can change the color here for that particular face. So for body if you want, go for this option and say right click, and for faces if you want then go for this option and then right click for the properties. And if I want to apply color for feature only, not for the face or for complete body, only for one feature, then you need to expand this model tree and select the required feature you want to color. So I'll say this groove 1, say right click, go for the properties again and go for the graphics window. So I'm selecting the second groove. I'm going to say purple color here, say apply and OK. Groove 1, we can go for properties and we can apply the second color. I said yellow. So this was groove cut 1, this was groove cut 2. And for complete shaft I want the color to be changed. I'll go for properties. For complete shaft I'm going to take orange color here, say apply and OK. So in this way you can apply different colors and see the appearance will be changed. So this was shaft and groove command. Now I'll make one bolt here, say new part. I'll show you how to chamfer or fillet the bolt here by using revolve cut or groove command. By using groove command. So I'm going to select one plane, say sketch, and we are going to draw one rectangle here. Say double click and provide the dimensions required for the rectangle. So whatever shaft diameter for the bolt required will be taken here as the rectangle width. So we are not taking the diameter, actually we are taking the radius here. So if the diameter required for the shaft is 20, so I'm going to take this value as 10 and provide the height for the shaft of the bolt. I'll take this value as 70 mm. Now say exit workbench, and as this profile is completely been made closed, we can go for shaft command. Select the profile first and then go for the axis selection. Say preview and the shaft has been made. Now I'll say sketch to the above surface, flat surface. Say sketch and we are going to make one hexagon here. Provide the dimensions here. We'll take this dimension here as 40. Say exit workbench and go for pad command for making or adding the material. As this is hexagonal shape, it cannot be made by using shaft or groove. So there are two conditions for making groove and shaft, that are the part should be circular in cross section and the orientation of the part should be straight. That time only we can use groove and shaft command. Say OK. We'll increase the size of the length. I'll take this length as 90. Say OK. We'll make this size a little bit smaller. I'll take this value as 18 only. Say OK. You can double click and change the values here. You just need to double click here and change the required value for that particular feature, maybe sketch value or the feature value. Now, as we have discussed, for making the profile for groove cut, the plane should be selected which will be passing through maximum distance of the cross section. So this is the hexagonal cross section and the maximum distance will be between the corners, not between the sides. So I want one plane which is passing through the corners to make the profile for groove cut, and it is compulsory. So you should note it that whatever plane selection for groove cut will be taken at the maximum cross section only. Make sure that. So this will be the plane. Now this plane we can see here, it is passing from the corners here. This particular plane is passing through the corners. No other planes or faces will be valid for groove cut other than this maximum distance crossing plane. I am going to set sketch and we are going to make the profile, make it normal and go for the profile. Before that I am going to select both these edges and say project two elements, 3D elements. So these edges will be projected as sketches for the reference purpose. Make them construction here, put off the construction. Next we are going to make profile for revolve cut by using 3-point arc. Select first point, the second point and the third point. Now make sure this arc is coming tangent at both the sides. So we need to provide the relation between them as tangency. Here the arc is taken by default tangency, but on the other side we need to provide relation manually only. So for that you can either go for this dialog box, constraint dialog box, by selecting arc and line and then selecting the dialog box and say tangency. You can do this by this way also, and while providing the dimensions also you can provide the relation here. Just select the required entities to provide the relation and then go for right click and say tangency. Then go for the radius. Radius we are going to take care is of 4 size. Double click here and then close for the profile. Here we have the completely closed profile, triangular profile. Lastly, we'll require one axis to groove cut, and we can use this vertical axis here for groove cut. Say exit. We have the profile at cross section that was on the mid plane, which was passing from the maximum distance of cross section. Only that plane will be valid here. Select the groove command, select the profile, select the axis, and we can see here this groove is coming. Say preview and hit. So we can see here the sharp corners of the bolt are been removed by using this groove command. So this was the lecture for today, and we need to inform if anyone wants to join the classes 4 Dimensions Infotech can contact us. The number for contact will be given in the link below. Till then you can subscribe the channel and follow the playlist of CATIA to learn the CATIA software. So for now, thank you.